Assalamualaikum students. I'm going to talk about magazine article, and as you know that there is not much difference between magazine article and newspaper report. At first, let's look at the heading. When you wrote newspaper report, I hope you remember that you have written heading in a way so that just after reading the heading, a reader can understand what the writer is going to write about. In other words, a heading should be the summed up version of the entire report. So if there was riot in Sweden between the Muslims and the Christians, and if you are going to write a report about it, you will write the heading in a way like riot between the Muslims and the Christians. So what I told about newspaper report heading. But if I go to write magazine article heading, I'm not going to write it in that way. I mean, not in that direct way. Rather, we are going to write the article heading in a metaphoric way. If I write heading of the same incident, I mean the clash between the Muslims and the Christians, then I will write the heading like Stockholm burns. Stockholm is the capital city of Sweden. So just right after looking at the heading, a reader cannot understand what is I'm going to write about, but he or she will have the sensation that of course something negative had happened, that's why Stockholm is burning. And when the reader will go forward, then he or she will see that I have talked about basically the riot in Stockholm, I mean in Sweden. So that is the difference. And while you are writing magazine article, so first thing is the heading should be written in a metaphorical way. Number two is you have to write a subheading. The subheading of magazine article is similar to newspaper report. That sums up the story. But I would like to tell that please add a kind of numbers or figures or facts in the subheading. So think about the clash between the Muslims and the Christians in Sweden, and if you are going to write about a magazine article, write a magazine article about it, then you will write that the heading is Stockholm burns, subheading is riot between the Muslims and the Christian, you can write that 150 injured in the riot between Muslims and the Christians, between the Muslims and the Christians. That is subheading. Okay, once again make it clear that newspaper report heading, it was just the sum up of the story, riot between the Muslims and Christian in Stockholm, that is newspaper report. But in case of magazine article, you are going to put it in a metaphorical way. You write that Stockholm burns, then in the subheading you will clear it out what is the issue, and it will be better if you can put any figures. Figures means numbers, any mathematical numbers. 150 injured in the riot between the Muslims and the Christians in Stockholm. Done. Then if you want, you can write your name, magazine article. Okay, so it may be on the right side of the corner or left side of the corner, I mean just below the subheading, either on the right side or on the left side, or if you want you can put it in the end of your article, either on the left side or on the right side. It is not a big deal, but write the name of the author, magazine article. But in case of newspaper, I hope you didn't forget that I suggested you to write staff correspondent or news reporter, whatever you are comfortable with. After this, come to the first paragraph. In first paragraph of newspaper, we usually wrote 5W 1H.